Hey guys, Silhouette here, and I've had a few people asking me about how I do the aging on my Loki armor, and since I was actually redoing the necklace for the Jotunheim outfit that I'm currently sporting, I figured I could do a quick video demonstration. It was actually done yesterday, but then I realized I didn't like the shape, width, size of it, so I cut some off and redid it. And I figured since I'm aging it for the second time, you guys might as well get the benefit of some of it. So, I'm going to show you. So I have my Loki necklace right here, and in order to age it, it's already partially aged, but I had to redo that. So I'm basically using acrylic paint, black and brown, and I've mixed them together on this little plate with a bit of water to make it thinner. And I have cotton balls and a little bowl of water for my cotton balls. And that is literally all you need. So what I do, it's a little scary at first because you're covering this basically in paint. I am just literally covering the whole thing in this paint. The first time I did this, I freaked out a little bit because I was like, oh no, I'm getting it dirty. Shiny gold is all gone. But trust me, it will work. And you don't have to be too precise about, brush strokes. Don't worry about marks, just get it covered, as you will take care of those later. I'm just making sure to get the edge here too. Alright, that looks really weird and not like it's supposed to. But I'm going to take my cotton ball and I'm dipping it in a little bit of water, and the first thing is to just dab all over it, because this gets rid of the brush strokes, and with a cotton ball it actually kind of creates the hammered metal texture. Like that. So that's already looking a little bit better. Depending on how much you want your armor or whatever you're doing to be aged, you can take off more or less of the acrylic. For this, I'm taking off most of it because the first Thor movie, the armor is very shiny. Almost looks like plastic, but that's another story. So I'm taking another clean cotton ball, and I am dabbing at it more. I tend to go more towards the middle, leaving the edges. The edges are a little more aged, because that's sort of where the dirt, if you will, collects. And I'm leaving it more on the ends here, too. You will find that you use up your cotton balls pretty fast. So just keep switching them out, because eventually you're going to want a cotton ball with just water so you can get the pure gold back. So now I'm going to go into these areas right here, and I'm just going to take off pretty much all of the acrylic, all of the brown, because I want this to be very shiny. And the good thing about this is, if you find that you take too much off, you can always just do it again. You can just put another layer of paint on it and rub it off again until it's where you want it. And another cotton ball. Getting to the point where I have almost all of the acrylic off in the places I want it. You'll find it leaves, especially with the water, it tends to leave marks, so you just want to make sure you get all those sort of water lines off, because even very, very thin layers, they're visible. Which is why it helps to do more of a dabbing motion instead of like brushing it. Okay, I have most of the shininess I want, but as you can see in here, the lines don't have much of the dark anymore. So I have this paintbrush. I'm going to get it so it's very thin edge there. I'm going to dab that into my paint. And then I'm going to go into these lines very carefully. Hopefully the brush will stay. I'm going to go into those lines and just touch them up. And you can do this for, you know, any carved marks that are in your armor or your jewelry, whatever you're working on. Because it really helps to give them more definition. That was too much. That was a little too much. I'm just going to bring it down over the edge too. And I think I want a little bit more of the aging along this edge as well as this edge, so like I said, you can just, I'm just more dry brushing this now, and I can take my cotton ball and just and the more you do it, the more you'll just sort of get a feel for how much paint to use and, you know, how hard or light to dab with the cotton ball, and it just takes practice. That's pretty good. And take the one off. And you just have to remember too, when you're putting it all on, that it does, because it's acrylic, you know, it comes off with water pretty easily, but it does dry pretty fast. So just don't paint the whole thing in brown and then leave it, because you will have a much harder time getting it off later. is my necklace. It's so shiny. Look how shiny it is. I'm a dork, if you didn't know by now. So that's gonna go about like so. Fancy? Yes. Fancy pants. Much fancy. All the fancy. Okay, I'm done now.